Hi, welcome to Wayne's World of Wrestling. This is Wayne Gilmore, your host. It's available on Anchor, Spotify, and YouTube. I'm here with a special guest tonight. His name's Sam, and he's from the West Midlands. I've met him through Twitter, and he goes with the wrestling name or the wrestling handle. Let's talk about wrestling, and he's just recently started up his own podcast, going with the same name. Let's talk about wrestling. I really enjoyed his show last Friday. It was about Seth Rollins. So, hi Sam, how you doing?
Hi, I'm not too bad, thank you. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. So, have you had a good day?
Yeah, it's going a bit slow, but I can't complain. I'm staying safe indoors. How about you?
Yeah, we've nipped out for a bit of shopping just late this afternoon, but apart from that, we stayed in. I've got, like I said to you, I've got a big back garden, so get the kids out
Yeah,
when it's sunny. It was a sunny day, but they were kind of in playing in the house today, so it's just that I think the back garden gets a bit boring for them as well, so you can only do so much out the back as well.
yeah. At least there's things to do.
Yeah. So yeah, I've I was definitely impressed with your podcast or last Friday there, and
Thank you.
I'm going to be looking forward to the Undertaker one you're doing this week.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Um. So I've just going to start off with asking, how did you get into wrestling, and what age were you at the time?
Um, well, I started getting into it probably when I was about, gonna say about 6 or 7. I'm
Right.
21 now, so I've been back in about 2005 during like the Ruthless Aggression era when you had kind of like John Cena, Batista, Randy Orton,
Yep.
Undertaker, all those. I don't know. I think I just came across it on the TV really, and then obviously like when you're young, or everyone at school talks about it, it's like something you wanna watch and get into. So I
Yeah.
think just for like word of mouth between friends when I was a child, and then just coming across it on the TV, and yeah, I've been watching it pretty much ever since. So like 15 years now, I think.
Yeah. So who grabbed your attention when you first put the TV on and seen these kind of larger than life kind of guys?
Well, this is probably the pretty generic answer for a child, but it was John Cena when I was younger.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
as a kid, they still do now. You just look up to John Cena and think, wow, look at this guy.
Yeah.
Uh, Especially at the time, he had such a cool gimmick. He was in all the like Thugonomics rap stuff. I was like, wow, that's cool.
Uh-huh.
And he's good in ring. He's one of the
Yeah.
main champions. Like, oh, this guy's my favorite. But I liked loads of people, but I'd say Cena was the main one. But I liked DX as well, and especially Undertaker. I know
Hmm.
you're a big Undertaker fan as well, but
Yeah.
probably the main ones are probably DX and John Cena, I'd say.
Yeah. So as time went on, do you still like Cena, or did you kind of grow away from him, or
Um, I don't mind him. I'm not
yeah.
a big fan like I was as a child, but at the same time, I'm not a John Cena hater. You know what I mean? I'm not going to boo
Yeah.
him or whatever. He's kind of there. I appreciate how long he's been around for, and I think he does well to captivate the audience, whether you like him or you hate him. But I do have wrestlers I prefer, and I have wrestlers I probably don't like as much. But I'm kind of just standing in the middle with him at the moment. Where I don't mind seeing him every now and then, as long as he's not taking up a big role away from the current star.
I do actually like Cena a bit more than I used to. Obviously, he carried the company so long.
Yeah.
He sell most. Obviously, it's about selling merchandise a lot of the time as well.
Yeah,
Vince McMahon wants the money coming in, sort of thing. As a bit in the day, as a business. So, uh,
yeah,
I just think he just annoys me because he's a crowd pleasing guy like Hogan was, kind of thing. I never really appreciated Hogan either when I was a younger boy. And
yeah,
then when obviously Ultimate Warrior was the first person I really liked, and then I started actually seeing other wrestlers, and I was like, oh my god, the Ultimate Warrior actually can't wrestle, in my opinion now.
yeah,
Time I seen him coming out and he's shaking the ropes and he's like big bulging muscles, and I was like, oh my god, this guy's awesome. and his music's hardcore. It's like pumps you up. But then I
Yeah.
started seeing people like Flair and Ravish and Rick Rude and Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect, and I was like, oh my god, the Ultimate Warrior's just a big ball of energy with a couple of moves, and that's about it. But I've got on. The next question would be your first live event, and then following on after that, if you just want to keep talking about other events you've been to.
Yeah, sure. I didn't actually go to my first event until I think it was 2013. So probably like 8 years after I started watching it, because although I've been kind of watching it for 15 years, between the years of about 2010, I'd say, and 2012, I watched it, but I didn't watch it as much, if you get what I mean. I kind of just kept it on the side a bit, and I'd watch it if I felt like there's not much to do. I kind of went off it a bit, but I still paid attention. So during those years, I kind of thought, I'm not really too fussed if I don't go to an event. But then I started to get back into it properly again. So then I went to my first event in 2013, and that was just a house show,
Right.
on the European tour in Birmingham. Actually, prior to that, I had been to some indie shows when I was younger, but just local, like family ones, nothing major. The first major show I probably went to was this UK tour show in Birmingham in autumn 2013. And
Can you
it's
remember?
like,
Can you remember like who was there? What was your kind of favourite match at it?
yeah, I mean, to be fair, although I wasn't like a young child, I was like maybe like 14 at the time, something like that, 13, 14. It's still special going to your first event, and I can still remember it. I mean, to be honest, the card wasn't great, but because it was my first event, it still was really special to me.
Yeah.
I did see some good stars. I remember the main event was Randy Orton versus Big Show for the WWE Championship, which wasn't the best. It was meant to be Daniel Bryan, but I think he got injured or something, so they had to replace him with the Big Show.
Yeah, I think the Big Show. I think the Big Show's problematic for the wrestlers because he is so big, and it's his matches. He's limited to what he can do. But I know that he's getting in a lot better shape recently over the last few years. He's put on some. He's got some build now. But
yeah, he does seem to be getting better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw who else did I see? The Shield was there back in their first run, so I got to see the Shield. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
I got to see Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins versus the Rhodes Brothers for the tag champs, which I thought was a good match, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? There was I can't remember the match. I can remember some of the ones out there. There was the Shield, like I said, Orton, Kane, Ziggler. I think the Bella Twins were there, AJ Lee. Just over, I think like maybe Ryback was there. I mean, like I said, the card itself wasn't that special, but I think it's just because it was my first event. I still, it was a good feeling.
Yep.
Over the coming years since then, I've been to a lot of house shows as well. Still in Birmingham, I've been to Raw and SmackDown tapings, all in this country. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to go across the pond yet, which eventually at some point I would like to do. But
yeah, I'd definitely recommend a WrestleMania. I've been twice myself to WrestleMania, and it's the Monday Night Raw straight after it. You know what I mean? It's something.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still only, you said you're 21.
Yeah.
So you've got, but obviously I never went to my first WrestleMania till in my late 20s, and then my mid 30s for the two WrestleManias I've been to. So you've got plenty of time, and honestly, it's an experience and a half for any wrestling fan. You know what I mean? So hopefully you'll do it.
Yeah, I would love to eventually at some point, but I think a lot of the shows I've been to, like I said, house shows, so they may have been a bit predictable. And obviously, I know you had Harold on a few nights ago.
Yep.
And obviously, he's some of the events he went to sounded quite good. Obviously, he's got a lot more experience going to events than me, but I've enjoyed the Raw and SmackDown tapings I've been to. Like the most recent, I went to a 2-night thing in Manchester 2017, where Raw and SmackDown were on the following nights. It was okay. I got to see, like I said, I saw the Shield again in their second run this time.
Right.
I saw the Shield versus the Bar
Right.
in the main event, which I know isn't like wow huge main event matchup, but it was a good match. That was the main event of that Raw, and it was kind of around when Survivor Series was coming on, so he's getting like SmackDown invasions. I think the New Day came and invaded the main event, and it was really cool.
That's good.
So I enjoyed that, and then the following night, SmackDown taping, it was. I was a bit annoyed at first because it was when Jinder Mahal was the WWE champion. I was like, I can't believe I paid all this money to watch Jinder Mahal main event. But thankfully, he on that SmackDown, it was when he lost the championship against AJ Styles, so I can say I was there to see the first ever World Championship change in England.
Yep.
Which was a cool thing as well.
Because I think obviously WWE were trying to obviously open up the Indian market, like the Asian kind of market with him as champion in it. I just didn't see it. I didn't see Jinder Mahal as a champion at all. And that's when I was kind of watching it and fast forwarding most SmackDown and Raw kind of shows. It wasn't gripping me anymore. And I was like, how can he be champion? And because he was in 3MB before that, and that was like that took the mickey out of Drew McIntyre as well at that point, because Vince McMahon coming out saying he was going to be the chosen one, and then he ends up in this one of the worst factions. I don't even think you could call it a faction. It was just terrible, playing the fake air guitars, and I just thought it was brutal.
Yeah, it was awful. I think Jinder, he was good because he got hate in that sense. But I think a lot of it wasn't character hate. It was just because you suck hate. You're not good in the ring. You're not interesting. That's probably why he got it. I don't mind him being on the roster, but he should never have been the main champion. That was just a bit silly in my opinion.
Yeah. So have you got any more events coming up for next year? If the virus is obviously camped down.
Well, I've booked tickets to go to the house show, the live tour in Birmingham in October.
Right.
It was originally scheduled for next month, but it's got rearranged to October, so I'm hoping it's all over by then.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, I would rather go to like Raw or SmackDown or a pay-per-view instead of a house show, but it's right on my doorstep. It takes like 15 minutes to get there, so it'd be silly for me not to go.
It's like obviously it's cheaper, it's more, it's so much easier and less hassle to travel away over to Manchester. Like obviously it's pretty much, if you're no driver, do you drive or?
I do.
Because you can maybe drive to Manchester, but then at the same time you're not going to be in the house till like the back of 1 or 2 in the morning, and then maybe staying in Manchester for the night or something.
But, I mean, we did that last time we stopped overnight, but that was when I was like younger. I don't really have any responsibilities as much. Obviously, like now, if I went to a Raw taping, say for example, I think it's the O2. This I'd have to drive to London, and I'd have to drive back in the same night to go to work the next day, and it's just a big journey just for a show. So I don't mind going to the house shows when they come. I'm not saying they're the best shows. They're fun shows because I feel like the wrestlers have a bit of a taken off their leash a bit because they're not on TV.
Right.
But so that's the SmackDown roster that's coming there in October. So hopefully I'll see like Reigns, The Fiend, Strowman, New Day, whoever. I mean, I think in general the WWE roster is not as strong as it used to be. But like my ticket was £29.
Yeah.
So
cool.
It's a decent price to go and watch these guys. So for that price, I can't complain really.
Yep. I'll go on to who's your favourite wrestler of all time, if you can pick one. I don't know. So I've definitely got mine down as The Undertaker, and I do like a lot of other guys. But he is the pinnacle for me. So have you got one favourite?
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm saying with you, Undertaker, in my opinion, is the greatest of all time. He's my favourite of all time.
Right.
You might not see me talk about him so much on on Twitter, for example, because I'm trying to talk about the current things. Obviously, I know Undertaker's still around.
Yeah.
But he's not really a regular current thing. But if you were to ask me, I'll be mentioned in my video on Friday anyway. I'll talk a bit more about that as well. But
Cool.
Yeah, my favourite of all time is definitely Undertaker. The fact that he's been around for so long, he can stay relevant. He's got such a presence about him.
Yep.
It's just something that I don't think we'll see again. But he's probably the best for many reasons. But I agree. I'd say Undertaker is the best.
Yeah, I think I'm looking forward to the TV, the network are showing The Last Ride. I don't know I don't know if you've seen the trailer for it. It's like it was on for like 12 minutes or something. It's made a kind of first look.
I saw the short trailer on when they were airing WrestleMania, which was like a minute long, but I haven't actually seen the 12-minute one yet. It's something I do want to watch.
Yeah, the 12-minute one is on the network now. I don't know. Have you've got the network, or it's on there now. And I watched that and I just thought, and obviously after seeing him drive away on the motorbike and then his sign on the barn, I just think this might be the end. But then my friend Davey says he loves him as well, and he thinks his opinion is that he would prefer to go in front of like a big crowd and stuff. But if his body's totally broken down now, maybe this was meant to be swan song, and obviously situation that's happening now with the virus, you can't foresee something like that. So it still might have been his last WrestleMania, and then there's rumours that his last swan song at the 30 years anniversary of him at Survivor Series. So obviously that's where he made his debut.
Yeah.
But who knows? Time will tell, and we'll just have to find out, I think.
As long as he's happy, we can't really ask for much more of him. If that was his last match, then fair enough. It's something fresh to go out on.
Yeah, it was like a few of my mates didn't like it, and a few of my mates did like it. A lot of people on social media seem to like it as well. I just liked it for originality, you know what I mean? But I still think, like, if the two of them were in that empty arena, AJ Styles would have carried the match, you know what I mean? AJ Styles is good enough to carry the Undertaker, since the Undertaker is getting, he has past his best, you know what I mean? So, but it was definitely a different kind of look on a wrestling match than I've ever seen. So I did enjoy what they done.
Yeah, same. Like you said, if that was his last match, then fair enough. But I still kind of feel like he's got one last match in him, just in front of a big crowd. I can't. I don't know.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, he's a selling point. If it was at Survivor Series or next year's WrestleMania, so let's say WrestleMania, for example, if that was booked as the Undertaker's last match, that would probably just sell all the tickets alone.
Yeah, and I read something. It's going to be Sting, but again, I don't know whether that's true or no. I mean, I think the story between him and Sting would be amazing. The match itself, I think, would be a bit slower. I think I actually think Sting's probably in a bit. I mean, I think he's 5 or 6 years older than the Undertaker, and I actually think Sting's probably a bit more agile now than the Undertaker, to be honest. But again, we've not seen Sting for 5-6 years now or something, 4 years.
Yeah.
So I don't know how he's doing, but
is it worth risking it after his injury?
Yeah.
And do people want to see Undertaker go out on a match like that? I don't know, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So, what's your best match? Whether it was one of the events live you've seen, or one that you just seen on a network over the years?
Yeah. Like I said, in person, I've only been to events here in the UK, so the best match I saw a Cena versus Ronin street fight. It wasn't too bad. I wouldn't say it's the best match ever. And like I said, the Bar Shield match was good. In terms of best matches I've seen, it's probably been like on the TV or on the WWE network. I like the Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels matches at WrestleMania 25 and 26.
That's probably my favourite. The 25 was probably my best match ever, just because there was such a storyline with the two of them, you know what I mean, and just the way they had the match. But I mean, Shawn Michaels has been in again. Shawn Michaels is a close kind of one of my favourites, but I think his ego's a bit high. I think he's a bit an egotistical guy, obviously after the Hitman thing. But him and Taker's matches. I watched WrestleMania. I watched all the WrestleManias before I done the Undertaker streak, just to kind of get my memory flowing again, because sometimes my memory's not the best when it comes to certain matches. And I hadn't watched WrestleMania 26 for ages. And I watched 25 knowing that 25 was amazing. And then I forgot how good WrestleMania 26 match was. But it just isn't as good as 25. And obviously that's why it kind of doesn't get as much hype around it.
Yeah.
But as a standalone match, WrestleMania 26 with Shawn Michaels and Undertaker is still amazing. But it just isn't as high. It's not as high a bar as the 25.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're both good. The 25 match is probably better, but the 26 is probably more so because of the implications which it had.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're both fantastic. I think, obviously, there's lots of matches I haven't seen compared to maybe you or other fans due to my age. So probably most of my knowledge comes within the last 15 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a lot of good matches. I feel like a lot of what I spoke about has been about WWE so far, but I'd like to give recognition to other companies as well, like AEW or New Japan as well. They've had some great matches, especially Kenny Omega and New Japan have had so many good matches.
Actually, it was you that put on the group chat yesterday when I was looking for some matches to watch. I'm sure it was you that said Naito and Omega Linta. As soon as you put that on, I was in the middle of watching another match that I think it was Josh that said about it. I was watching one of his matches that he'd recommended, and then it was about 10 minutes after that. I was like, right, I was looking down the list and I seen your one, and I was like, oh, I know obviously what Omega can do, especially in New Japan, because I think he started slow in AEW, but I think he has get a bit better now. But him and Naito's match, man, oh my god, I was like, this is a classic. You know what I mean? They're just so many counters, so many moves. I just couldn't believe it.
I mean, my memory of the match isn't great. I'm not like, I can't remember everything that happened, but it just sticks in my mind because I remember at the time I was like, wow, this is really good. But I'm a Naito fan and Omega fan anyway, so I was always going to enjoy that match.
I enjoyed Naito winning the two belts, obviously at Wrestle Kingdom 14, because that was the first New Japan event that I'd watched in over a year. I kind of went away for it, and then that kind of whetted my appetite for it again. I was like, oh my god, I need to start watching this again, because two nights I think that they do a lot of tag teams, like 8-man, 6-mans, and but I think the way they put them on is a totally different style for what WWE do. It's like everybody gets their moment for the match, you know what I mean, and everybody gets to do a certain move, and they're all getting their spots, and and they all get a good amount of time. So that's what I like about New Japan as well. Everybody kind of gets their. I mean, I loved Sanada versus Zack Sabre Jr. I was like, oh, this match is amazing, man. I just couldn't believe how good that Zack Sabre Jr. guy is.
Yeah.
Really, really, probably the best technical wrestler in the world right now, in my opinion. I just don't see anybody else as good as him when he's on the ground and he's doing all these kind of roll-ups and like leg locks and hammer locks, and it's just kind of more old school kind of wrestling. But then him and Will Ospreay match was just different again, because it was a bit more high flying for him. But then Will Ospreay brought the show down to the mat as well and tried to show his skills in the mat, even though they're a wee bit more. It's a bit lacking, because obviously he does a bit more of the flip wrestling, and but Will Ospreay's he's getting some building now. I've seen him on Instagram, man. He looks more like a heavyweight now.
Yeah, you can tell he's been putting some work into his stuff.
But New Japan. I've been really, I really enjoy that other guy as well, the kind of hardcore guy, Minoru Suzuki. I
Oh
think
yeah, yeah,
he's an animal, man. He's really good, and him and Moxley's match was good
yeah,
in the last
yeah.
like one of the last events I seen. So, but the group chat between all is what he invited us to a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, I'm enjoying it because I'm getting like there's another 8 people or something in it, and it's just like, oh, here's another match, there's a match. Oh, I've no, and I was like, I've no, because NXT, it's like NXT as well.
Yeah.
I've been into it, but it's only always kind of like the takeovers here and there, and then I kind of just go, I'm going to start watching that, and then I
Yeah.
just don't. I just go, I've not got time to watch it, and I think I do want to start watching it again, but I really, I'm enjoying AEW, but I still think they've
Hmm.
got some silly, daft, goofy things they need to just stop doing. As if Tony Khan is coming out saying they're a real sport
Yeah.
driven. They want to hear a real sport angle, so I think they need to stop the kind of carry on the cheesy stuff. But
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
there's no harm in it. But if he's saying that they're going to be a serious sport driven company, I think they need to kind of take that out of it. Maybe, I don't know. That's my opinion anyway.
No, yeah, I agree what you mean. I think they're kind of they're still learning things there, and I
Yeah,
think they'll get better. But I think they're doing well anyway. But they'll eliminate. They'll realize what they should and shouldn't be doing
yeah.
over time, and
Hmm.
I think they'll be around for a few years.
Yeah, I'm definitely enjoying. It's it's a new company in WWE. Or I just think it should give WWE the kick up the bum to actually start doing a bit more
Yeah.
as well with their product, because I'm definitely bored of WWE most of the time I watch it,
No, I
which
agree.
annoys me because I've that's how I got into American wrestling was WWF years ago. You know what I mean? And it
Yeah.
disappoints me when I sit and watch it and I just see these kind of matches, and I'm just like, oh, why? Like, for example, even the Fiend gets the
Hmm.
title, he's indestructible, and then Goldberg comes back and beats him in 2 minutes in Saudi Arabia. I was just like, I just don't understand that at all. I don't get
Yeah.
it.
They're- They've got such a talented amount of wrestlers. Uh, Probably in terms of in ring, probably the best they've ever had.
Mm,
But in terms of obviously wrestling's just more than in ring. You look at character, you look at storylines, look at creative,
hmm.
and it's just like they don't know what to do with all these guys.
Yeah,
So they do need to work on it, and I think AEW are going to give them that competition that they
yeah,
need
yep,
to strive.
definitely. What pay per view can you say is your best you could watch over and over again?
Whew. Um, I'll give two if that's okay. One in recent memory, and then probably one of all time.
Yeah, it's cool.
Um, in recent memory, I actually really enjoyed WrestleMania 31. I
Right.
think at that time, 2015, I didn't feel like WWE had much going for it. I feel like it was a bit bland, other than a few guys. But I
Okay.
feel like the show they put on was really good. I mean, I love watching Sting. I watching his match in the ring with Triple H. I like watching the Seth Rollins cash in. I enjoyed the ladder match, so that was quite an enjoyable event. In terms of all time, uh, probably one of the older WrestleManias from like the Attitude Era, maybe 17's a good one.
Yeah,
Uh,
17's voted in a lot of the kind of lists you go on. When you again type in best pay per view, it's like number one 9 times out of 10. But obviously, it's everybody's get different opinions of certain things. But I really like WrestleMania 17. It's one of my favorites.
yeah, so yeah, that was good. I don't know. I feel like a lot of the older WrestleManias are really good. Um, I enjoy in general. I enjoy watching Royal Rumbles. I get excited for those every year just because the excitement. You know, who's going to come out next, who's going to win.
Yeah,
Uh,
my mate Paul, he's a big Royal Rumble fan. He loves it.
I mean, I love WrestleMania, but like in terms of standalone match, the Royal Rumble match probably is the most exciting thing because you're looking for like maybe returns from injured wrestlers, returns from legends, debuts from NXT or whatever. The match has like everything, and it's just a fun match. I mean, it's never going to be like match of the year because of the stipulation is you're just throwing someone over the top rope. But it's a fun match. Everyone looks forward to it every year, so I always do look forward to the Royal Rumble pay-per-views. To be honest, like probably I don't know. I enjoyed this year's Royal Rumble. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites of all time. I'm glad Drew won.
Yeah, what did you think of the like Brock Lesnar dominating the first half of it? Did you like that, or do you like it when it's kind of like the ring's filled up a bit?
Yeah, really, I'd say I probably like it when the ring's filled up a bit. I understand why they did it. They wanted to Brock Lesnar team, though, like this amazing beast. I mean, everyone thinks that anyway, but he's unstoppable in the Royal Rumble as well. And then they bring in Drew to eliminate him. So obviously, Drew will get a massive pop.
Yeah.
So I see why they did it, but in general, I prefer it if it's just the ring fills up a bit because you've put 14 guys in there. Was it 13, 14 guys that is eliminated just straight away? And I think just a waste of like 13 spots.
And some of them were in there like 30 seconds or something. It was like, see you later, Big Brock's put you out again. It's like, I think it was probably his best. It was probably his best thing he's done in wrestling since obviously probably beating the Undertaker. Which I still don't agree with. It should have happened, but that's another story. But like Brock Lesnar just has all these squash matches. It's like I'm going to do four German suplexes, 3 F5s, and what does he get? One more move? Does he kick sometimes, like a kind of flying boot or something? I don't even think he does that. Anyway, he's pretty much got 2 or 3 moves, and then it's 5 minutes later the match is over. But like I've said to my mates, if Vince McMahon's going to give you $12 million a year to have 8 matches for 5 minutes, do 40 minutes actual physical work in the ring, you're going to take it. You're not going to say, you know what, I've seen that new company starting up at AEW, I think I'll just go with them. You're going to stay with Vince McMahon and $12 million. You're not going to say no. That's the thing, and I just think I've been watching some of Brock Lesnar's older matches before done the hardcore podcast the other night with Jim, and Brock Lesnar in 2002, 2004, he was in Hell in a Cell with Undertaker. He was in matches with Kurt Angle and stuff like that, and it was like 25, 30-minute matches. You know what I mean? And it's like he was amazing. So I don't know whether he's got worse. I know that he had some sort of liver problem or something at the UFC, and when he was in UFC. So I don't know whether he physically can't wrestle like longer than 10 minutes or something. I don't know. I'm not sure what the deal is.
I know. I agree. Obviously, when he was young, he had a lot of good matches. But even recently, like past 5 years or so, I think the match he had with John Cena and Seth Rollins at the Royal Rumble, 20. Was a very good match. I think his match with AJ Styles at Survivor Series 2017 was a good match. I thought his match with Reigns at 31 was a decent match when Rollins cashed in. But it just needs to be the past like year or 2 years. He just needs to be basically the next Goldberg, and no one wants to see someone have a 3-minute match in the main event and be over. So I can see why people get annoyed.
So I've got just a couple of questions now. Sorry, I've lost my train of thought now. What wrestlers, if any, have you met, and who were they?
I've met quite a few wrestlers. Probably some maybe not as well known as others. I mean, it depends what kind of audience is listening to this. I've met a few WWE guys, a few AEW guys, a few Ring of Honor guys. The biggest name I've met is Ted DiBiase, senior.
Right, cool.
I know Harold was saying how he also met him. I was listening to when you were speaking to him, and he had a good experience. When he's converted to a preacher, was it, or something at a church?
Yeah, he's turning into a preacher now. Yeah.
Unfortunately for me, I can't really say the same thing. When I met him, he was a bit rude, not to me personally, but just to everyone in general.
Right.
It seemed like he was trying to like rush people on the meet and greets. I remember the person in front of me was saying, my wife, this might be the exact thing, but it was like his wife was ill and couldn't make the show or something. So he was asking if he could record Ted DiBiase saying a message to show her when he got home or something.
Right.
And Ted DiBiase was like really against it. He's like, no, I'm not here to do that. I mean, I think eventually he did do it, but it took like a good convincing to do it.
My God,
So,
that's sad. That's I don't like that at all.
no, I'm like,
Like if his
this
wife's
guy,
ill and stuff, and
yeah,
I mean, how much
that
do
was,
you make? I mean, meet and greets, man, they make a good bit of money. I know they don't.
yeah,
It just depends the kind of money, but I know they're not getting peanuts. I know that. You know what I mean? They're
yeah.
getting
I mean,
a fair whack.
it was like an indie show, so he made an appearance as like a manager to one of the indie wrestlers.
Right.
So we got paid for that
Mm-hmm.
for doing that, and then you got paid extra for the meet and greet. I mean, these are the fans that are made you who you are, who've given you your money. Surely a
Mm-hmm.
10-second clip's not going to make a difference. But yeah,
Yeah.
that really sticks in my mind. To me, he wasn't too bad. He didn't say anything like that to me, but you could just tell he was trying to get me like a rush. You know what I mean? He wasn't really taking time to ask
So
fans how they're doing.
what was it you were getting? Just a handshake and something signed, or was he doing a quick picture, or what was it?
It was kind of, it was what they did. They did event. There was there's three legends, so to speak. There, Ted DiBiase was the biggest name. There was also Ultimo Dragon, who was in WWE, WCW like early
Yeah, I
80s,
know him. Yep, I know
and
him.
Juventud Guerrera, who also was around early 2000s. So those three were on the show,
Yeah,
and we paid for the meet and greet. You could pay for them separately or together. I paid for them all together, but while I was
right.
all here, I might as well meet them all. So you'd have a photo of all three
Yeah,
of them together, and there'd be like blocks of
okay.
10. And then after you've had the photo, you'd go and like meet them individually, handshake, get things signed. Like Ultimo
Say a quick
Dragon,
hello or something.
yeah. Ultimo Dragon didn't speak any English really, so that was a bit of a
Right, right.
disappointment. But he got me signed. He was smiling and he tried, but even to Guerrero's a nice guy. He was talking, and then obviously the
Mhm.
save Ted DiBiase for last because he's huge names compared to the other two. No disrespect to them. And then he was like, he'd say, "What was your name?" So I'd say Sam. He'd say, "Oh, did you?" He didn't really say much like, "Did you enjoy the show? Where did you come from?" So here you go, Sam. And then he'd just try and rush you off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas I've met
Like
other
look at as if he was maybe it felt like he was looking over his shoulder as if to see who's next. It's like
yeah, like he was like
before
looking
you're
at the
even
light.
away.
Like he saw there was 100 views. Like, oh god, let's try and get through this as quickly as possible. That's what it kind of felt
Aye.
like. So that was a negative experience. But
Mm.
I've got other times. I've met other wrestlers. I've had really good experiences. Like in terms of paid meet and greets, I've paid to meet Marty Scurll, if you know who he is from like Ring of Honor,
Yeah.
the Elite.
Yeah.
A
Yep.
really nice guy. Took his time out. I mean, I think I'm not gonna lie, because when I went to the event, there was other guys there who were probably bigger names than him. There were like Naito, Sanada, Cody.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get to
Right.
those in a minute. But I paid to meet Mike Skull because I'm a big Mike Skull fan. And I mean, he didn't have to do much. Maybe just could have gave up a minute of his time. But I was literally talking to him for a good 5 to 10 minutes. He was a really nice guy, asking where I'd come from. I was with a friend, so my friend didn't pay to meet him, but he took the picture of us. But he didn't like look down on that. Like he involved my friend talking to us all. Um,
Yep.
so yeah, he was wishing me luck for the future, asking what I do. So I had a good time with him. I met the Young Bucks as well.
That's
Um,
cool.
they were nice guys. Unfortunately, I didn't have as long with them due to how big the line was.
Right.
But I did still have a good 2 to 3 minutes with them, and they were asking like, "Where did you come from? I hope you have a good time at the show today. Oh, I like your T-shirt. Just stuff to make you feel special, like you're actually paying attention to you."
Yeah.
We had a good conversation about being the elite, I think it was. So yeah, that was good. And then at the same event, after the show, outside the arena, we met a few of us. We met Hangman Page. Didn't speak to him much, but he did seem like he was a nice guy. Took time out of his schedule. Like, I remember he walked past us down the road, and I
Right.
was really nervous to call him because I was on like 17 at the time. I was like, I don't want to call this wrestler. Like, I don't want him to turn me down. So I just shouted, Hangman. And then he turned around and was like, do you mind if we get pictures? Like, he dropped his bags and came over, and he was happy to do that.
That's cool.
I've met Sanada as well. I know you mentioned him earlier. He's saying you enjoy watching him. Really nice guy. Some of the other Los Ignorables, the Japón members, didn't really want to talk to us, so they kind of walked past. But Sanada stopped, got with us. You know, I was happy. Do you know who
That's
Kenny
cool.
King is from Ring of Honor? I don't know
Who?
if you know Kenny King.
No, I'm not sure. I'm no. Sorry.
He was a Ring of Honor TV champion for a bit. I think like 2017. I haven't watched Ring of Honor for a while, to be honest. I don't know if he's still in there or not. But although he's
Right.
not the biggest name, he was probably the best experience I've ever had of being a wrestler. Like, he was outside the show. He had a beer in his hand. You could tell he'd had a bit to drink.
Right.
Came out and was like, "Yo, Kenny, can we get a picture?" And so he's like, "Yeah, man. Oh, man, it's so good to see all you guys. Like, we were the famous ones." He's like, I think
Aye.
he was a bit drunk, but he was so
Yeah.
positive. He's like, "Oh, guys, how was you? How did you enjoy the show? It's nice to meet you guys." And yeah, he's a good guy. Shook our hands. I've met like Silas Young, a few other Ring of Honor guys as well. They were generally overall they were good guys. I met one legend I haven't mentioned yet. Sorry, let me know if I'm rambling on a bit.
No, it's cool, mate.
I've met-
I'm happy. Like I said, I'm doing the podcast to hear your story. You know what I mean, and it's all good. I'm enjoying listening to your stories, mate.
Thank you. One legend I forgot to mention, I met X-Pac, from DX, NWO, 123 Kid, whatever you want to call him.
Cool.
This was at
I remember him I remember the first time he came out in Raw, and I think he beat was it no Razor Ramon or something he beat in Raw. I don't, you probably you weren't.
Well,
I'm trying to think if you were even born then.
I wasn't.
You wouldn't have even been born in the first ever Raw.
I do know it happened. Yeah, I do know that it happened.
Yeah, and that was it was because it was the first ever Raw, and it was like this the 1-2-3 Kid came out and beat Razor, and it was like, oh my god, it's like pure surprise. But so was he a cool guy?
Literally, I know I spoke about Mighty Skull being a really nice guy. X-Pac is definitely up there. Really down to earth guy. It was the same company. It was like they're nothing major, just a little like family indie show that's in the West Midlands, and he was came to a different night to Ted DiBiase, but the same company.
Right.
So I watched him in the tag match in the main event. He was actually injured. He had a cast on his arm, and I think it was his bicep. Somewhere he was injured badly. I remember because they announced this before the show that he'd still be coming, but we're sorry that he might not be able to put on a classic match due to his injury. But I respect him because although he was injured and he was only in the ring for like a hot tag at the end of the match for like a minute, I respect that he came all the way over here to perform despite his injury and still met all the fans. So I'm grateful for that. And then at the meet and greet, really nice guy. I was young at the time, maybe that's 15, 16. It's the first ever wrestler I met as well.
First ever.
So,
that's cool.
I was like, X-Pac, he's a big name. Obviously, he's not like Triple H from Michaels, but he's still a wrestler everyone knows, and he was in DX, which is like my favorite faction of all time. So I've got to meet him.
They're definitely up there for me, man. They're so funny, so crazy. Just they had everything. I think.
Yeah. So just the chance to meet, I was like, I've got to go. When I met him, he's really down to earth. You could see, I don't know, as a child, I was nervous to meet him because it's the first wrestler I met, and you could tell that. But he's really comforting, saying like, "Oh, did you enjoy the show?" Asking me about myself, because he was signing. They were giving you pictures, which the company had made, and then he was signing those to you. I wasn't sure if he was going to sign anything out because I brought my DX shirt that I had anyway, and I brought a copy, and I was hoping he'd sign it. But I know sometimes wrestlers are a bit picky about that, signing extra things that haven't been paid for, which I think is a bit silly in my opinion because it's just a 2-second signature. But anyway, I was like, could you sign my t-shirt? He's like, yeah, of course, man, anything. And then they had a good chat with me, had a few photos, and like a really nice guy. So probably, I'd say DiBiase, X-Pac, the biggest names I've met, but the nicest guys I've met probably Young Bucks, Marty Scurll, X-Pac, and Cody as well. Actually, briefly met Cody. I don't have a picture with him, but I did meet him, and he seemed like a nice guy as well. So yeah, other than the DiBiase, I'd say most of my other experiences are quite good ones, to be honest.
That's cool, man. It's obviously DiBiase was a totally different level. He was down on your respect meter after that compared to Cody and the Young Bucks and X-Pac.
It's the fact,
Xbox.
like, I mean, that things like that just stay with you forever. Like, I mean, I was never around when he was at the top of his game anyway. I probably wasn't even born. So like, but this fact that
Yeah.
this big guy was coming 2 minutes around the corner from the Hall of Famer, you know, I was so excited to meet him.
Yeah, and then he was
Yeah,
a
I
moron.
mean, maybe it's just a bad day. Like, we all have good and bad days. Like, Harold had a good experience. I didn't have a good experience.
Yeah, but at the same time, you still, it's that way.
Yeah.
You're a professional. If you get professional in front of
Yeah.
your name, and you're willing to do a meet and greet. If you've had a bad day, you say, you know what, I don't want the money tonight, and I'll no do the meet and greet. You keep the money for the other guys, and I'm not doing it. If that's how bad he was, you know what I mean?
But to be fair, I mean, that was when I was young. I don't. It's not like he was a favorite of mine anyway. I just wanted to take the opportunity to meet him, just because it was literally a 2 minute walk down the road from me. How close it was unreal. I think if that was like the Young
Yeah,
Bucks or Marty Scurll, or like if I ever get the chance to meet someone like Seth Rollins or one of my favorites now, and they were like that to me, that'd probably upset me a lot more, because I really like those guys.
yeah. You would be like, these are my kind of wrestling
Yeah.
heroes, and he's been a complete idiot
Yeah,
to me, and it would take that kind of magic away for how you
yeah,
feel about them. Just
definitely.
watching them on the TV, or even just
I
in
would.
the
I
ring
know
when
they
you were
do come
there.
to the UK and to do meet and greet. So one day, if I do get to meet someone like Kofi Kingston or Seth Rollins, which to you might not seem a big name, but to me, I've grown up watching them, so I'd love to meet them. Um, and if they did something like that to
Yeah,
me, it probably would upset me and make me think, I've paid all this money and I've watched them all of the years and they're like this. But because of Ted DiBiase, like, I never really grew up watching him. It hasn't really
aye,
changed me in the slightest. Like, if that's how he's going to be, that's it. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm a big fan anyway. Uh, but yeah, it's this thing.
yeah. You maybe need to pick up a chair for Seth Rollins or Kofi
Yeah,
Kingston and give him a chair
yeah,
shot.
yeah. But yeah, overall, positive experiences. So I can't complain. And hopefully, in the
That's
future, I'll
cool.
meet some of the current ones I like as well. That'd be great.
Yeah. I don't know. Have you got another? I've got one more question. It's not about your wrestling
Yeah,
experience. It's about your
yeah,
podcast. If you could
yeah,
a wee
yeah,
quick
sure.
talk about that. Obviously, I've spoke about it when I was introducing Harold last week, because that's how obviously I met Harold through your
Hmm.
group chat. And we know it's called Let's Talk
Yeah,
About Wrestling. So last Friday was the debut
yeah, yeah,
episode, yeah, and it was pretty much about Seth. And what I loved about it was so in depth. It was like from the
yeah,
Shield and then singles kind of thing. And you look at them, well, you see the Shield as probably the best modern day
yeah,
faction as well, which probably they're
yeah.
definitely up there. I really liked how you done the
Thank you.
slideshow, and it kind of changed everything. It was changing around
Yeah,
every time you're talking. Um, you believe that Seth is better with a singles title
yeah,
around him? I'm
yeah.
sure you said that. Is that
Uh,
yeah, yeah. I think he probably is as well. What do you think? What do you think? Your thoughts on him being with the guys he is now? I think you
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
on your podcast. You said it wasn't. Hopefully, it finishes
yeah.
soon.
I'm my favorite Seth Rollins. Like, I mentioned on the episode on my YouTube channel that it's like when he was first did in 2015. So that for me probably won't be topped unless something good happens. At the moment, I'm not against the Messiah gimmick. I think I like where he's going with it, but I want him to do it on his own. I don't think he needs like these, no offense, disrespect or anything, these jobbers behind him backing his back. We all know that he's one of the top guys. I mean, Authors of Pain to me, they're so bland. I don't think they offer much.
Mm,
Murphy, I think he's good in ring, but in terms of main event scene, he's not ready yet. I think people were kind of like saying like, oh yeah,
yeah,
but Evolution, there were young guys coming together, and we're like, Evolution had guys like Triple H, Ric Flair behind them, and then like Randy Orton, Batista were put with those guys. Like Seth Rollins, I don't see growing with these guys because I don't think they'll be going anywhere. Um, So
Aye.
I don't mind him being this heel messiah gimmick. I like him better when he's heel. But if he's gonna have a faction with him, I'd rather it be some. I don't know. I'm not a fan of. I don't think they can't replicate what the Shield did, and regardless of what faction Seth Rollins is in, people are gonna look down on him as in his current faction compared to the Shield. So I think he's just best being on his own. The Authority was a bit different because, the major authority figure has always been a thing in WWE, everything like Vince McMahon or Triple H. So I kind of view that as something a little bit different. You know what I mean? Like it was just a big like corporation, so to speak, whereas this is just like a side faction. But
I know that.
no, I was just gonna say so I don't really see it working out, but yeah, in that episode, well, Seth Rollins is my favorite now. I'll put it out there. I say them take his favorite all time. Seth Rollins is my current favorite, but I had to remain unbiased in the episode. So I was trying to think on both sides, and to me, he's better. He is better on his own.
Yeah. About Bud, is he just called Murphy now?
Yeah, he's. I still call him Buddy Murphy, but yeah, it is just Murphy.
So because I seen it online after he joined the main roster. He was Buddy Murphy for a couple of months, and now they've turned him into once he joined up with Seth, they turned him into Murphy. But I read that because my God, his name went right out my head there, but I know who I'm talking about now. Paul Heyman. He's got more of a creative input now. And Vince McMahon's kind of taking a back seat, but I still don't know whether I believe all that, to be honest. I think Vince McMahon's always going to be 100% in charge.
He's got the main decision, so he's not going to change.
Yeah. But what I read was that Murphy is getting pushed because Paul Heyman thinks he's a mean guy.
See, in terms of in-ring ability, yes, he probably is one of the better ones. But like I said, wrestling is just more than, well, I say wrestling. WWE sports entertainment is so much more than just in-ring ability. You've got to be able to captivate your audience, and I just feel like you can put on all these great matches, but unless you've got an interesting character and somewhere to go, like we've seen guys like Cesaro, he's great in the ring, but we don't know what to do with him, so he's kind of held back. And I don't think Buddy Murphy will ever get.
Yeah, I think he's. I don't think he's. I know it might sound. I don't know if it's going to sound racist, obviously, or nationalist, or whatever the word is, but he's. I think a lot of people have said it before as well. His accent doesn't help him either, because he tries to obviously, he doesn't come across great to the American the way he's speaking. You know what I mean? And he kind of can't get the crowd going, and it's definitely it's not a racist comment. It's just how it seems to be with him. And obviously, there's the racist thing going around the Twitter and social media now that Jerry Lawler said about the Japanese wrestler yesterday on Raw or something. What's your thoughts on that? With what Jerry Lawler said?
Lie, I skipped through most of Raw, so I did.
Right, I've not watched it yet. Anyway, I will watch it, but again, I'll probably
I know
do
the
what
match
you've done.
happened because I watched a bit of it, but I didn't know until I went on. I logged onto Twitter that happened, and I think I don't understand. Jerry Lawler seems to be going a bit off the ball recently, so I'm surprised that he said he's a commentator on Raw, and I think comments like that it's not really going to help him. So I can't see him being around for much longer. I think there will come a point where
but I've seen obviously things on. I think it's Wrestle Talk, the guy's Twitter handle is, and he'd put on something like Jerry Lawler. He was kind of just saying Jerry Lawler's just Jerry Lawler. He's saying it for fun. He's definitely not racist. And I put on something like the only person, everybody that's offended by this online at the moment are everybody that aren't Japanese. Like everybody that I'd seen them moaning about it were like white American people and like skinheads and blonde female Americans. And I was like, and then one Japanese guy piped up. He's like, I'm Japanese and I'm not offended. You know what I mean? And I think if it comes out that the actual wrestler is offended by it, then I would see that these people. I just think social media is so. It's so opinion. That's what it's been like for years. It's like there's so much opinions on it, and Jerry Lawler does have to watch what he's saying. I mean, but then somebody put on something like, well, what if an Italian wrestler's fighting? A white Italian wrestler is in a match, and he does a moonsault, and Jerry Lawler called it a pasta moonsault. It wouldn't be this uproar. But again, a pasta moonsault would be a bit, I don't know, it's a bit stupid, but I just think Jerry Lawler, I mean, he called boobs puppies in the 90s for years, you know what I mean? And if when you say that nowadays, it's like you're a sexist piece of garbage, you know what I mean? And it's just, it's a different world nowadays compared to what you could say in the 80s and 90s to now. But I just think he is, like you said, I think he is, isn't he seems to be a bit. I mean, he's nearly 70. Is he 71 now or something? So maybe he's kind of losing. Maybe he's losing the plot. But I think he's always kind of been outspoken and a bit daft anyway. And I don't think it's. I definitely don't think he's malicious or racist. I don't think
he said it with racist intent in mind. But he's just. I feel like he's kind of at a point now. He's not realizing what he's saying, especially in today's day and age.
I mean, because Jim Cornette, he gets sacked for, or either get fired or get told if he doesn't leave, he's getting fired for that. Was it MLW wrestling? Yeah. It's like, and he said something about, he said the exact same comment about a different wrestler, but in the 90s he said it about another wrestler. And then he said it this day and age, and they tell him, if you don't leave, we're sacking you. So he obviously just went, right, well, I'll call it a day then. So, but again, it's just one of the things. It's just that people get different opinions nowadays. But it was just that I'd seen that you would put on this afternoon about people having to watch what they're saying and stuff, because it hurts people's feelings and things like that.
Social media is so good and so bad at the same time. I think as a whole, I think everyone is a bit too sensitive. But at the same time, there's still general nasty comments out there which don't need to be said.
I definitely think that the nastiness is people that are miserable in their own lives. Like I said, they're commented back to you, and they just want to, when they say something nasty to somebody and they know it's put them down, it makes them feel that wee bit better about themselves, and it's sad that they have to act like that. But it's not even been before social media. It's been like that. We gossiping people on the street when social media wasn't there. So people would actually say it behind somebody's back, and then the next thing it would be the truth. You know what I mean? Before you know it, you're this and you're that, and you're not really that person, but you can't stop it because 25 people in this small town or something's already
it's like
talking about you.
Nastiness and all is never going to go away, and I try to be positive. I think if we all stay positive, we can all have a good impact on each other's life. I know, obviously, like I've got maybe 500 followers on Twitter, so I'm not going to have a huge impact, but I try to do what I can. The problem is with social media, even though this nasty side is always going to be there, it's giving people a chance to hide online and do it, so you don't know who it's coming from. They could be hiding behind a picture, and it's so easy to send a message out, and it's not going to impact their personal life. Like, even when I just like you was asking me about my episode which came out last week, I received a message saying like, "Why? Well, your opinions are stupid." I was like, "If you don't, that's fine. That's your opinion, but just you don't have to attack me for it." Obviously, stuff like that's just taken with a pinch of salt. It's not too bad. I don't mind if someone doesn't like the content I'm making. That's their personal choice. But I can't say anything bad has been said to me too much yet. But like you're scrolling through Twitter and you just see lots of things said, and it's like there's no need for it, to be honest.
I think if somebody says something bad about me on anything that I'm saying on the podcast, if it's a personal attack, I would obviously bite, But if it's something that I'm just saying about wrestling, I'm just going to be like, aye, well, that's my
Yeah.
opinion on it. And if you don't like it, just that's tough. You know what I mean? It's just deal with it. That's the whole point. Like everybody's going to be different, and like that's why you like Seth Rollins
Yeah.
right now, and I prefer. I don't even. I'm trying to scrape the barrel who I like in WWE at the moment. To be honest, like maybe Big Drew
Yeah.
McIntyre or somebody like that. I don't know, but I just think people should just if you've got nothing nice to say about somebody, just don't
Yeah.
bother saying anything.
People, the phrase
You know what
keyboard
I mean?
warrior just comes to mind. It's that, and
Aye.
I hope I don't get hate for saying this for anyone who's listening to this, but a lot of wrestling fans get so like upset if you insult their favorite wrestler. I don't understand it. Like, if I was to go online and I was to say, I don't know, Becky Lynch isn't good, like you get people like attacking you personally for an opinion. So it's like, it's just a bit
I know.
crazy. But that's just the world of social media. Wrestling, we're not wrestling. You've just got to go with it and just take it.
And it's like the AEW fans and the
Yeah.
WWE fans. It's like, and I'm like, well, I'm a fan of both of them. I just don't like the product of WWE right now, and I do hope they get back on track and start pulling me back in because I do miss watching Raw and SmackDown every week, the full shows. I miss it every week. You know what I mean? Because I watched it since the first ever Raw in 1993. So it's obviously, well, I've had gaps in between now and again when I wasn't really into it, but for all the years, I hardly missed. I missed a year or two here and still watched pay-per-views or whatever. But I've definitely enjoyed listening to your stories and the wrestlers you've met, your pay-per-views you like, and everything else. And I just wanted to get your just a wee thought on your podcast. That's why I just added that in at the end.
If I can say something, I'd like to say thank you to you for supporting me and helping me, as well as everyone else in that the group chat, and just everyone online in general. Like, I know I've just said some stuff that can be negative online, but a lot of people have been so positive as well. So like, it's been great, all the support. Like, this is like my first ever time I've done it. I've made a video, so it's like, it's still amateur. It's gonna get better. I will get better. Like, I set a goal for myself when I first released the video. I wanted to get 100 views in the first month, and I thought, is that a bit unrealistic considering, no experience? But I think I'm on like 90 something views already in like 4 days. So it's like great that everyone's supporting me. So
yeah, that is good, man.
Thank you for the positive comments as well. Like, the Undertaker one will be coming out Friday, and then like I'll keep releasing this as much as I can, especially during the lockdown. I think I can put more effort into it now that we're at home most of the time. How long it'll last for, I don't know. I'll just go for as long as I can and see if it's been enjoyed. But yeah, definitely enjoy listening to your podcast as well on Anchor and YouTube. So keep it up and keep doing what you enjoy.
I am, like I said, I'm happy. This is the first time talking to you. Like, obviously, group chat is different for talking one-on-one through this, but I've enjoyed hearing your stories, and I'm definitely going to keep listening to your podcast every week. And I'm definitely looking forward to hearing the Undertaker episode, because he's my favorite ever. So I'm definitely interested in see what you're going to say about him.
That should be out on Friday as well. Hopefully, I've been I've made the the promotional things to Twitter. I've recorded the audio and edited the audio. I've made the outro. I just need to put it into the slideshow now, and then it'll all be done. So yeah, by Friday it should be all ready to go.
That's cool, Sam. Right, I'm gonna get going now. Thanks again thanks for telling us the stories, and hopefully I'll get a few more listeners to hear your story, and I'll give you a wee message on the group chat in a couple of minutes just to see how it's went. I think it's went well.
Thanks,
Say
Anthony.
no stuttering and no awkward silences
Yeah,
and stuff.
it went
So
well.
it's good.
Thanks. Yeah.
It's all good. All right,
Thank you.
right. Thanks,
Take
mate.
care.
See you later on.